This blue-collar power forward was destined to be in Miami.
He just competes in a way that screams Miami Heat player.
Tucker could not run it down. Oh, my.
Heat Nation loves that. They love that hustle.
It all started on a path less traveled that took him overseas.
I became a champion, MVPs, I did it all. It's probably the best decision I ever made.
And his winning habits carried over to the NBA.
P.J. Tucker for the win!
Everybody talks about that it factor. Well, PJ's got it.
This is what you dreamed of your whole life, and to come out on top of that was amazing.
The Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions.
The North Carolina native is a family man who has always had an affinity for fashion.
With loving basketball came loving shoes.
And for him, it all comes down to the main thing.
He's the ultimate teammate. He's willing to do whatever to win.
He's one of the most unselfish players that I've ever been around.
I want to have an impact on winning. I want to win. I know people remember winners.
Inside the Heat, P.J. Tucker. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Inside the Heat. I'm Eric Reed. Today, we introduce you to one of the new and unique players and people on this Heat roster, P.J. Tucker. On this show, you're going to learn about his roots in North Carolina and his amazing journey around the world and in the NBA that finally brought him here to Miami. Now, it's pretty easy to see P.J. is a perfect fit for the Heat culture, but before we get to all of that, we sat down with him recently on our set, surrounded by his latest styles of sneakers, and we talked about his love for shoes and fashion. For as long as P.J. Tucker has been around a hoop, he's not only developed a love for basketball, but a love for sneakers and fashion as well. P.J. Tucker, welcome to the Inside the Heat set, which was constructed just for you, your love for sneakers and for fashion. When did that all begin for you?
Sneakers and basketball always coincided for me, so where I had one, I always had the other.
I was in Houston with PJ for the little stint. His locker was literally right next to mine, and he had so many shoes.
We know about P.J. Tucker and his sneaker closet. It says he has 5,000 pairs of shoes.
These are Rip Hamilton Jordan 2s, and it's my warm-up shoe today. I'm just warming up in these.
His extensive collection earned him the title of Slam Magazine's #1 sneakerhead in the NBA. But for PJ, his shoe game is more than just recognition.
With loving basketball came loving shoes. I remember growing up, like, laying out like your outfit before school, like make sure you get wrinkled. I had a bunk bed, so I would like put it on the top bunk, like look good, you play good. It's just all good.
PJ's love for all things began in his hometown of Raleigh, North Carolina, a city where picking up a basketball was inevitable.
In North Carolina, that's, it's all about basketball. It was something that always kept us out of trouble. Me and my friends, we were just in gym all the time. We always had a pair of basketball shorts under our clothes, always had our sneakers tied around our shoulders. Like, that's all we did.
Your given name was Anthony. How did PJ come into being?
I've always been PJ since the day I was born. That's all anybody's ever called me other than my mom. When she got mad at me, it's the only time she ever said Anthony. My dad nickname was Pop, so Pop Jr. was PJ.
While PJ's dad passed down his name, it was PJ's mom who passed down the game of basketball.
My mom was an athlete, so growing up, she taught me how to play, and she just kind of played a role in my whole AAU to park leagues to playing in 4 or 5 different leagues, her figuring out ways to get from work to be able to get me to games and practices, because I was all basketball all the time, so she was all there throughout it all.
By the time you got to high school, you were a celebrated player in North Carolina. What kind of player was P.J. Tucker as a high school player?
I was an animal. It was like probably the highest love for the game at that time. It was just all basketball all the time, working out, playing pickup with my friends. That's all we did.
Although P.J. always pictured himself as a North Carolina Tar Heel, his opportunity to play college basketball would push him past the borders of his home state.
And my dream wasn't even to make the NBA, it was to play at Carolina. But the year I came out, Carolina had one scholarship. It was between Carolina and Texas, and Rick Barnes came, another North Carolina guy, and ended up making the best decision I ever made in my life.
The very first time I laid my eyes on him, we pulled up to the front of his house, and I was with one of my assistant coaches, Frank Haight. And when I got out of the car, PJ walked out on the front porch of his house, and I said to Frank, "Are we recruiting a football player or a basketball player?"
PJ spent 3 years in Austin, Texas, where he led the Longhorns to the Elite Eight his junior year and was named Big 12 Player of the Year.
Tucker left the lane against Kavalauskas, goes up, scores with a foul. What a great little scoop to the hoop from P.J. Tucker.
Everybody talks about that it factor. You're not sure what it is, but you know they have it. Well, PJ's got it. PJ loved to score the ball. He had those big old meat claws. We throw the ball in the post. You thought he was going to pop the ball. He slapped it so hard.
Tucker going right around Walker, goes reverse side, missed it, got his own rebound, a dribble, and a putback bucket that goes.
What stands out to you about your time in Austin, Texas?
Becoming a man, my mama's boy, so to get away from home was huge for me. Being able to go to Austin and be by myself, I had to grow up real fast. Coach Barnes was instrumental in that. He helped me out a lot. It was a great time in my life, and I definitely became a man. Hello and welcome back to Inside the Heat. P.J. Tucker was a standout in his 3 seasons at the University of Texas, and he felt he was ready to take the next step to the NBA. He got drafted in the 2nd round by the Toronto Raptors, but a young P.J. quickly found out the many challenges of being a rookie on an established team. Became a real-life lesson for him, ultimately changed his path, but it's something he looks back on now, and it's really what inspired the leadership lessons that he passes on to the young players around him today. PJ, you were drafted by the Toronto Raptors, and I know it was a challenging rookie year for you and a rookie season in the NBA that you got a lot from in terms of learning what it meant to be a professional. Definitely. It's a maturity aspect, it's the professional aspect. You're finally in a place where you dreamed of being your whole life. And to kind of get pulled back the reins a little bit, especially like I did. You come in on a playoff team, one of the top teams in the East that year. It was difficult.
He came out at a time where the NBA was in that mode of really big front line, as opposed to what it's playing today. And he got caught in that.
PJ played a total of 83 minutes in his rookie season in Toronto, but every minute he was on the floor, he made the most out of it.
Big move by Tucker. Tucker's impressed me. He's all over the place.
After struggling to make more of an impact, PJ found himself in unfamiliar territory.
When it's never been used, you never worn those shoes. You have no idea how to wear them. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to expect. Even as people think, you're living your dream. What are you mad about? Why are you like? It's still, it's levels to it, and it's not talked about too much, around the league. But it's something that I take pride in trying to help kids now is to understand and to keep being professional and keep working through that.
So after that one season with the Raptors that didn't go particularly well, you made an amazing career decision. You went to Europe from 2007 to 2012. What led you to that decision, and how difficult was that for you to leave America and go overseas to play your basketball?
It was easy, actually. I wanted to. I had opportunities to stay, but I wanted to go. I wanted to grow as a player. I wanted to get better. I wanted to play. And that was a big thing, because I knew even if I got another opportunity here, probably in a situation where I might not be able to play as much and, be able to grow as much. It's probably the best decision I ever made.
In the span of 5 seasons overseas, PJ played for 7 different teams in Israel, Ukraine, Greece, Italy, Puerto Rico, and Germany. During that time, he won 2 championships, was named Finals MVP twice, and played in multiple All-Star games.
I got to do the things that I set out to do. I became a champion, MVPs, scoring title. I did it all. I learned how to be a leader from different circumstances, from being the main guy to being a role guy, being able to lead and do what it takes to be on the team to win.
In the summer of 2012, PJ was given the opportunity to return to the NBA, something he never really planned on doing.
It never was a goal. I was super comfortable with what I was doing, but they talked me into it, and again, it was another big decision that ended up paying off.
And that big decision was coming back to the league with the Phoenix Suns. What led you to that move?
I knew and had a great relationship with the GM, but even still, I still wasn't looking to come back. It was just one of those things that having good people around me and helping me make the decision.
He quickly adjusted to life back in the NBA and made a splash with his new team in Phoenix.
Tucker, he drilled it in, a buzzer beater. Did you think that was going in? Unbelievable.
He's the heart and soul. He's the leader of our team in a lot of ways, and the guy who pushes our players every night.
Oh. That pass out top picked up by P.J. Tucker. The word is getting out around the league about the aggressive play and the toughness of P.J. Tucker.
We joke in Phoenix that, when they say there's a 50-50 ball, with P.J. it's about a 95-5 ball. There's a 95% chance he's coming up with it when he needed a big play.
There goes Tucker into the crowd. That's the hustle. You got to love it.
Those were great years. We didn't win a ton of games, a few seasons. We were pretty bad, but just the guys I was able to play with. I was able to play with some unbelievable players, make great relationships, and really relearn the league and the new league that was from the time when I left.
Welcome back to Inside the Heat. After 5 years of playing professionally overseas and maturing as both a player and person, P.J. Tucker returned to the NBA with the Phoenix Suns in 2012. Midway through his 5th year with Phoenix, he was traded back to the Toronto Raptors, where he would finish that season. Now, entering free agency in 2017, P.J. chose to join forces with James Harden and play for a high-profile team with championship aspirations in Houston. It's a decision he looks back on happily.
Tucker gets it back, blocked by Green. Tucker again, shot is up, it's good, and the foul! P.J. Tucker, relentless.
My most prized years, probably in my heart, was playing for the Rockets. It turned into something really special right away.
Together on three, 1, 2, 3.
In his first year with Houston, that special team went deep in the playoffs, taking the eventual NBA champion Golden State Warriors to 7 games in the Western Conference Finals.
Golden State were amazing, and the battles we had with them were unbelievable. Just to look back at it now, I wouldn't change it for anything. It was some of the funnest times of my career.
You guys shot a ton of threes, and that's when P.J. Tucker and the corner three became best of friends.
Into the corner, P.J. Tucker! Back in the corner, P.J. Tucker for the win!
And everybody else talking why I like shooting the corner. It's not really liking shooting the corner, it's the spacing. Giving guys like James Harden and Chris Paul space to be able to develop plays.
Like spacing, right? Like you out here, and I'm coming to get you early. Look, I'm coming. If I see him, I'm gonna jump out.
You gotta have spacers and guys get in the floor to be able to do that. So Coach D'Antoni is one of the best offensive coaches I've ever played for.
During his tenure with the Rockets, no player in the NBA made more corner threes than P.J. Tucker. But in March of 2021, Houston traded the sharpshooter to the Milwaukee Bucks.
It was the right place, right time. We had a really, really deep, explosive team.
How was the transition to join a team over halfway through the season and contribute to a championship?
It was just the perfect storm, honestly. I had always wanted to play with Drew. Drew's one of my favorite players. To bring 2 tough, competitive, defensive-minded guys just added to the toughness of the team.
Look at Tucker hustle. Another reason they went on and got him.
Tucker took it away. Tucker sets it up, and it's put down by Giannis.
What's your takeaway from your time with the great Giannis Antetokounmpo?
The things he was able to do last year were unbelievable.
Throws it up for Ayton. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
He really stepped up in the moments to be able to make it really special.
PJ had some special moments of his own in the 2021 playoffs, most notably his defense on Kevin Durant.
Here's Durant going against his good friend P.J. Tucker, who took it right out of his hands.
Durant tries to throw it off, stepped out of bounds. P.J. Tucker, not afraid of the assignment against Kevin Durant.
Definitely the toughest series I've ever played in my life. Picking up the best player in the game, 7 games. It was really tough, and it was one of those things that on that stage, not giving up, realizing that, even those times where you're dead tired, reminding yourself, this is what you dreamed of your whole life, and just giving it all you got, and to come out on top of that, was amazing. Almost, I tell people, it felt like after we won that it was over. Like you feel like you won it all. We still had 2 series to go, but it was definitely an unbelievable season.
Tucker the rebound, and that'll do it. The long wait has ended. After a half-century, the Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions once again.
You've been a part of championship teams overseas, but what did it do for you to be a part of an NBA championship team?
I mean, everything. When you get those moments and you don't win it, it makes winning a lot more special because you know what it feels like on the other side, and everybody out there fighting to not get that feeling, to actually hoist that trophy and, get to the end of the road and still be standing. There's nothing that can even compare to anything like it.
The Heat retooled their roster this week.
Toughness was a theme for the Heat, adding P.J. Tucker.
I'm super excited. When you look at our roster, a bunch of defenders that get after, that can switch across multiple positions, play the same way. And when you get a bunch of guys like that on the same team, you got some special things happen.
You hear a lot about the culture of the Miami Heat. How easy a decision was it? How did it come together that you signed with Miami?
Me and Kyle have known each other since college, played together in Toronto. We've been friends for years, so it's amazing that it ended up happening because 2 like-minded guys that love playing with each other, know what each other brings to a core that's already here that, we both plug into and fit well, so it's just a perfect storm.
Welcome back to Inside the Heat. When P.J. Tucker joined the Miami Heat in the summer of 2021, it would be his 5th NBA team in his 11 years in the association. He would be joining a group of like-minded players that share a common work ethic, a passion for the game, and that strong will to compete and win every night. Off the court, PJ's well-rounded and grounded as a father and husband, and when his family made the move to Miami, they adjusted quickly to their new home and have fallen in love with the city. Tell us about P.J. Tucker, the family man. I know you have a beautiful family, a wife and 3 children. Tell us about the family part of your life and how your family is adjusting to living in Miami.
It's been great. My kids are chameleons. They're kind of like me. They just fall in anywhere and just, fit right in. Honestly, they've been in the life so long. My oldest daughter's 14. She's just so good at it, and they love it. They're just kind of hanging out in the pool every day, enjoying it. So it's been a really good transition for us.
In his new home in Miami, this dad does all the little things for his kids. His approach on the FTX court is no different.
P.J. Tucker.
He just introduced himself to Heat Nation.
That's a Heat answer right back with P.J. Tucker.
How did you establish this style as a defender, as a screen setter, as a guy that does all the little details that help his team win? How did that come about for you?
Studying the game, knowing what really matters. As a fan and even as being a young player, you look at scoring and rebounding and, doing all the things that make the highlights, but I want to have an impact on winning. I want to win. I know people remember winners.
The steal by Tucker, the lead for Butler. Points off your defense.
Nobody remembers who scored what on the losing team, who made the plays to be able to win the game.
He just competes in a way that screams Miami Heat player, right?
He just makes winning plays, P.J. Tucker, with limited touches.
Night after night, possession after possession. You can count on P.J. Tucker.
If you ever watch PJ play, he's all energy. He's running around, he's flying around.
Rammed in by P.J. Tucker.
He's the ultimate teammate. He's willing to do whatever to win. And, that's hard to find. So I'm glad he's on our team.
He's 3 times more than what I thought he was. He's like a heat-seeking missile as a screener. And he's one of the most unselfish players that I've ever been around.
And there you see the super screen setting abilities of P.J. Tucker.
Who taught you to be such a great screen setter? How did you come up with that part of your game?
It's actually selfish. Setting good screens is selfish. You know, if you set good screens, then you're probably going to be the one to get the ball and get open and get the shot a lot of times. And it's just playing together. You want to see your teammates do well. You want to get guys in their spots, get them the ball to make them, create and do the special things they're able to. A lot of little things have to happen for the big things to go well. You see a lot of plays at the end where guys make amazing plays in spaces, but all the things that happen behind the scenes and it makes the stuff work. You kind of got to fall in love with not getting the praise.
How good, PJ, does it feel to be in an organization that values all the things that you cherish as a player?
It feels good, honestly. It feels good to just be on a team that, the way we share the ball, playing with stars like Jimmy Butler that will turn out a layup to get you an open shot because you haven't got a shot yet, or Kyle Lowry he'll turn the ball over trying to get you the ball. It's just, these guys are so unselfish, even in times where they could be, and nobody would say anything. That type of play is what really breeds championship habits, guys going out there and really fighting together and really caring about each other and trying to win together.
Team's off to a very good start. How good can this Heat team be this year?
We have a really good team. It's still early. We start off well.
Miami is steamrolling opponents here early in the season.
Yeah, they are. It's just absolutely wearing teams out. It's been a total group effort.
We still got so far to go. We'll hit stages. We'll have a lot of adversity throughout the season. I feel like we still haven't even completely learned each other. Right now, we're just playing hard, being in good shape and really going out and competing every night, will get us some wins, but I think we'll take steps and, it'll be a roller coaster ride. We'll win some, we'll lose some, but in the end, to be standing at the end and being able to fight to get to, June, July, that's what it's all about.
Tucker could not run it down. Oh my!
Heat Nation loves that. They love that hustle, baby.
Oh, yeah.
PJ Tucker, I've been blessed to have been with the Heat organization since the inaugural season as an expansion team.
Wow.
I know one thing about this community and this fan base. They love Warriors and they love winners. They're falling in love with you.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
It's easy to see how well P.J. Tucker fits in with this organization and in this city. He's the type of player that impacts winning and impacts the game on both ends of the floor, does whatever it takes to win. He's a blue-collar worker, an every-night warrior, and an NBA champion. His leadership on the court and in the locker room is priceless. We know how fortunate we are to have PJ on our side as the Miami Heat continue to pursue their 4th NBA championship. And thank you for joining us and enjoying this edition of Inside the Heat. I'm Eric Reed.